Hey there, what is up you guys? I am Jerry and welcome back to the channel, The Chicago Griller. This is the show where I share my favorite tips, tricks, and recipes for the Weber Q. If you think that I could help you out, hit the like button and subscribe. When the weather is nice, I am cooking out on my Weber Q 2 to 3 times a week. And after 6 months of grilling from the spring to the fall, the inside of the lid can start to look a little bit grimy. Now I know there are some grillers out there that will claim that this caked on grease equals flavor, but no, I'm going to correct you right there. It's just sticky, it's gross, and can have a performance impact on your grill. So today on the channel, I'm going to show you the simple way to get that lid cleaned up nicely. To clean the lid to your Weber Q, the first step is to remove it. The lid is held in place by these retaining clips. You likely won't have enough leverage to pull it out with your bare hands, so grab a pair of pliers and pull. With the clip removed, the pin holding the hinge in place can now be pushed out of its socket. If it's a little bit tight and sticky, you could use that same pair of pliers and help wiggle and pull it loose. Come on, buddy. All right, there we go. See? Repeat this process on the other side of your grill. So once again, I'm pulling out the retaining clip and now pushing out the pin that's holding the lid in place. There we go. So now the lid should lift up and out rather easily. And again, this is what 6 months of grease looks like. Now, as always, safety first. So before we move on, put on a mask and also wear some gloves. I'm wearing these because I'm about to use some Easy Off oven cleaner. It does say it is fume free, but I still like not to breathe it in and I don't want it all over my hands. Any brand from your grocery store or hardware store should do. This just happens to be the brand that's carried in my local store. Following the instruction on the can, I'm giving this a thorough shake. Then I'll go ahead and hold the nozzle a few inches away from the lid and spray it generously directly on this greasy lid. And as you may have noticed, in addition to wearing gloves and a mask to protect myself, I'm keeping my loved ones away by keeping them inside while I spray down the lid. Anyways, let your oven cleaner do its job and soak for about 1 hour. And this is what the lid looks like 1 hour after spraying it with the oven cleaner. You'll see that it's actually already starting to penetrate into the grease, and I should be able to rinse and wipe this off rather easily. So I'm going to bring this lid downstairs to my building's water source. You don't need a power washer or anything crazy like that. Just an ordinary garden hose will do. So I'm going to run a little bit of water here and spray that into the lid. And now using an ordinary kitchen sponge, you could then scrape and scrub the inside of your lid clean. Somewhat surprisingly, this grease actually comes off rather easily, and you'll see it's already starting to look a lot better from the area that I scrubbed down. Continue this rinsing and scrubbing process until you've scrubbed down the entire lid. Now, as I continue this cleaning process, there are a couple things that I would like to point out. First, as I said, this grease is actually coming off pretty easily for me. However, if you went even longer than I did, or if you grill more frequently than I do, this may require a lot more elbow grease, or sometimes it will require multiple applications of your oven cleaner and scrubbing. The second thing that I want to point out is you'll notice that I did not remove the handle or the thermometer during this cleaning process. They are easily removed. However, since the grease is actually coming off very easily for me in today's cleaning, I didn't find it necessary to remove it because I could easily work around those attachments. Anyways, after rinsing and scrubbing and drying off the lid, here is what we're left with. Quite a bit better than what we started with, don't you think? Anyways, let's get this lid back on. So line this up with the holes to the hinges. Grab the pin that you removed and slide that back in. And then, of course, secure it with the clip. If you want to be extra safe, you can take your pliers or a hammer and hammer that back through securely. Repeat this process on the other side. So sliding the retaining pin through and then securing it with the clip. And once everything is back in place, it's time to test and see if the lid opens and shuts as normal. And yep, everything looks good to go. Pretty easy, right? Anyways, as a recap and just as a review, we have our before on the left and after on the right. So my baby Q wasn't too bad after just 6 months, but look at my Q2000, which has 1 year of grease caked on. I used the same method outlined in this video. 1 pass with the oven cleaner got it to this point, but 2 passes probably would have gotten it completely clean. Anyways, hope you all found this video helpful. If you did, definitely hit that like button and subscribe. Don't forget to catch me next time for some new tips, tricks, and recipes for the Weber Q.